Hi. Hello everyone. This is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Elden Ring. This is episode number 45, being recorded on Saturday, April the 29th, 2023. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, whenever it is you find yourself watching this. I think this, up with Jarville, this might be like my favorite area in the game. It's just so good. You know, there's almost certainly something very sad and depressing going on there, but I'm okay with that. Village Windmill Pasture. Does he see us? What is this friend chopping? I don't know if I can parry that. Should we try? Let's try. Oh, too soon. Too late. Okay, so the plan for today, I was thinking that we would go and start at the Seethwater Ruins, which was here. I keep calling it Seethwater Ruins. Seethwater River, and then go north, but I'm also thinking we've not yet explored this area here. However, yeah, I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go in this direction, sort of explore here, see what's going on here. Maybe we'll make that number 1, or actually number 1 is here, number 2 is here, and then see what's going on here. And then we'll probably want to drop down here, come in this, or I guess we can also drop down here, but we should see that there's no items or anything on the bridge. And then we can drop down. I think there's a spirit spring somewhere around here, see what's going on here, and then we can come across here and then see, maybe we can clear this and then come back up here, although we'll have to do this cave on the way. I'm also quite intrigued as to what this place is. It looks like it has a massive poisonous body of water in front of it, so that's the plan. And so that's what we'll try to do. As I mentioned, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I am recording this on the same day on which we recorded the end of the previous episode. What are you hitting, friend? Are you just terrorizing these undead friends, I should say? Offer death. No regret ahead. Well, regret's right here, first of all. Therefore, let there be death. Why would you regret? What? Yeah, anyways. Unless all these friends are going to transform into something and everyone's saying, oh yeah, don't regret it, it's okay. Don't give up horse. Okay, that's a good one. That is a really good one. That's one of the better messages we've seen in a while. Mostly I think because I'm partial to the whole idea of don't give up skeleton. Shout out to Jeremy Greer and his podcast of the same name. Oh, this game is massive. I was just thinking today. Yeah, we'll probably end up doing at least 100 episodes, because if we're going to go into New Game Plus, because, you know, we're almost certainly going to miss lots and lots of stuff. And my thought process lately has been, yeah, we're going to miss stuff, and there's going to be things that we will definitely need to go back to New Game Plus to do, because we screwed up some quest line or some prerequisite that you scared the living daylights out of me, friend. And so, yeah, we'll need to go back. Okay, this is an area. not seen on the map yet. That looks like a gateway of some sort and some mangled tree. See the tiniest bit of detail and I'm like, ooh, what is that? I'm intrigued. So yeah, it's going to take over 100 episodes almost certainly because we're going to want to go to New Game Plus, and because we are so significantly over leveled, I think it actually puts us in a very good position for New Game Plus. So I guess that'll be my latest excuse slash justification for being so over leveled. But essentially my thought process is that if we are extremely over leveled, have we not dealt with that? I think we've dealt with that. Sorry, I know it was just this week that I was recording those episodes, but yeah, my mind is basically a blank slate right now. So let me complete my thought finally. Because we're so over leveled, when we go into New Game Plus, and because of the way the game is designed, we won't need another, 20 episodes to get through Limgrave. We know it's in Limgrave, we know where we need to go, we know what we need to do, and we'll be a somewhat appropriate level to be able to do those things without much trouble. So we can do a much abbreviated playthrough for our second playthrough just to, see things that we've not seen yet. East Windmill Pasture. Navy Hood, Noble's Traveling Guard. Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about these friends. Twinned Knight Swords. Oh wait, I guess we can we can always don the outfit. Okay, let me finish my thought first. So yeah, when we go to New Game Plus, we'll be able to do a much abbreviated version. Oh gosh, darn it. Wow. From one thing to the next. So is that Volcano Manor? Looks like it is. So we'll be able to do a much abbreviated version of the playthrough because we're at an appropriate level, and we'll be able to see more stuff. But, again, I don't imagine we're still going to see everything. But it would be a good way of extending the playthrough a little bit. And, I'll be a bit more lenient in terms of, I won't know what I'm missing necessarily until I read comments about, how people are reacting to my first time through the game. So as those comments come in, I'll maybe add things on my list for what we could do in a New Game Plus playthrough. I don't know why I decided to stand right here. Just incessant. Okay, let's go over here to read this item description. It's still going to be there, but there's that weird looking tree. What is this? So this is the wintry place that we've heard about. That's a wandering mausoleum I can see from good times. Okay. Twinned Knight Swords, an attractive twin blade of fine make that prizes the chivalric way. Can be wielded with a single hand, but its true strength is unlocked with dual-handed spinning attacks. So the chivalric way, meaning to attend to knightly chivalry, the idea of honor and duels, and being an honorable knight. There's nothing self-evident of what constitutes an honorable knight, but in a given society at a given point in time, there will exist a consensus as to what constitutes honorable conduct and what constitutes dishonorable conduct. Okay, so this is just like the red hood we were wearing earlier in the playthrough. A hooded cloak of deep navy, worn by expatriated royalty, increases mind. Such cloaks were gifted to those who departed on missions to faraway lands, from which they would never return. But what choice did they have, having seen the guidance of grace? So this one increases vigor. That makes sense. Traveling attire fashioned from metallic white silk thread, worn by expatriated royalty. A gift of such rare beauty, a royal wouldn't disgrace their illustrious heritage, even if found dead in a ditch, in the middle of nowhere, while wearing such a splendid raiment. So is that what they're wearing? No. Okay, never mind. I thought that's what they were wearing. That's way off. Oh my gosh, this is gonna... After a while, it's gonna drive me crazy hanging. Oh my gosh, that is such beautiful armor. Yeah, the problem is there are not a lot of runes I'd rather be wearing. Yeah, I guess the Concealing Veil, that is a good one, isn't it? So yeah, this is gonna lower our... in the overall, this is going to lower our defenses a little bit. Gosh darn it. But, for the Elden bling, it's beautiful. Okay, I'm into it. Not into whatever's going on over here, though. It doesn't look good. Alright, so that is the next point that we were supposed to explore. No crab, but I wonder, is there a Rye Lucaria soldier head? Or soldier head. One of those heads that pops up and doesn't do anything. Oh, gosh darn it. No, you cannot hug my horse, friend. I'm sorry. Oh, this is terrible. It's so clunky. Are you all just gonna continually respawn? No, okay. Alrighty then. So once again, yeah, I'm fascinated at some of these locations that we've only sort of glimpsed off in the distance. It's really exciting, the fact that we still have additional areas, like so many additional areas to uncover. And yeah, I really still have no idea what's to come. The episode that was released today on the date of recording, which again is April 29th, is the first episode in which we came to the Altus Plateau. So there's one of those, oh gosh, what are they called? Battle Mage, I think. The episode in which we first came to the Altus Plateau was released today. And so everyone is thinking, oh my gosh, Aegon's gonna be spending so much time in the Altus Plateau, he hasn't even completed Caelid yet. In the end, it ended up being sort of a fake out, because of course, it wasn't until the previous episode that we actually ended up coming back. Wow, so we got the Haima Glintstone Crown, and the Battle Mage gear as well. Haima Glintstone Crown, one of the glintstone crowns bestowed upon Raya Lucaria's scholars whose pursuits were deemed worthy, increases intelligence and strength to the detriment of FP. Scholars of the Haima Conspectus sought the power to quell conflict, and to this end studied the sorceries of cannon fire and the gavel. You can see the eyes are covered, which is very interesting. Whenever war broke out and the academy sealed its gates, only Haima's scholars dared venture outside. Seclusion is no way to foster discovery. It is only a convenient form of escape. So we know why Raya Lucaria shut its doors then. These leg wraps are tattered from having been worn in the battlefield. So in other words, they've spent a lot of time on the battlefield. Very interesting. Okay, there's someone standing on the end of the bridge. That looks like an NPC. Oh, leave me alone, friends. Hello? Oh, it's Gold Mask. Whoa. Wow, okay. Okay, I think we need potential thumbnail image time. I know it's, funnily enough, often when I do this, I don't actually end up selecting the picture I took for the thumbnail. So you all must be wondering, I wonder what he's talking about when he's talking about the thumbnail, but then he never ends up using these things. Indeed. This is something that probably takes far more time than it should. But typically, yeah, I'll go through 3 or 4 or 5 different ideas for thumbnails that don't always end up using them, but sometimes I end up wishing I had taken a certain picture or something and, an NPC moves somewhere, goes somewhere else, so it's impossible to do. And so I always try to make sure that I'm doing it. I can never get the angle just right, though. In part, of course, because I'm trying to obscure regret. Yeah, that might have to do. Okay, that's kind of cool as well. Okay. Let's say hello. We should go speak with Brother Corin after this as well. Okay, Gold Mask, I have more to say than that, man. Come on, friend. Are you the Gold Mask that we've heard so much about, or are you just a person wearing Gold Mask armor? All right, friend. Well, pleasure to meet you. You're about more or less what I expected. Dragon Wound Grease. Oh. Do we have this gesture?
Hey.
I'm pretty sure that's not it. Gosh darn it. Alright, Gold Mask friend. I guess we'll have to come back when we've learned the gesture. Okay, there's a giant rat here, because why not? Oh no, sorry Torrent. I'm trying to get better at the horseback combat, but it's just, I find it just so awkward. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. I'm not a huge fan. West Windmill Pasture. Sorry, rat friend. Giant rat ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirits of 3 giant rats. Spirits that do not require FP to summon. The rats appear at a distance from the summoner, swarming upon their victim to start the fight. Even as spirits, these vermin seem to multiply endlessly. Enhancing these ashes can increase their numbers. Wow, that's really cool. You know what? I think we should actually go speak with Brother Corin before we proceed. Yeah, I figured we should let Brother Corin know that we have found Gold Mask. What was it he called Gold Mask? An enigmatic Gold Mask or something? Or maybe I'm thinking of the intro to the game. Oh my goodness. How did I walk right by this site of grace last time? Whoops. Altus Highway Junction. Oh, Bachfriend is here. Yeah, those of you who are not... It's funny, I had a discussion with my wife about this last night. Certain terms that if you're in Britain or perhaps one of Britain's former colonies, in the case of my wife who grew up in India, that certain terms are just different in Britain and the colonies, and this is one such example of that. A junction, as opposed to in North America we would speak of an intersection. So yeah, just a thing that coincidentally we were chatting about yesterday. Also, on a car, a hood instead of a bonnet. We would say North America hood. In Britain and many of the former colonies of Britain, you would say a bonnet. And the trunk, so the thing in the rear in North America we call a trunk. In Britain and many of its former colonies, they would refer to as the boot. So anyways, there are many more examples of that, but obviously we could be here all day chatting about that.
Bok the seamster at your service, master. Ready to make adjustments to your garments.
Oh, he has a favor to ask. Unless he's just gonna say the same stuff about not. Ooh. Yeah, okay, you know what? I would like to remove the hair from the back. Oh. But now I guess, you know, it's fine. The buckler just floats off of our back. I'm sure it was doing that before, but it's much more pronounced now than it was previously. Anyways.
Master, may I ask you something? Would you mind if I called you Lord? I heard that you and the other Tarnished seek the throne of the Elden Lord. Well, I know that you will be the one, and you'd make just the manner of kind-hearted Lord that I wish for. So please, if you would, allow me to call you Lord.
Oh, that's a tough one because, you know, I've never insisted on anyone calling me doctor, for instance, so I don't know why I would insist on, but I guess he's the one asking, so if I had a student ask me if they could call me Dr. Sutherland, then, okay, sure, but you could just, anyways. I don't know, I feel weird about that, one way or the other, because, yeah, I spent a lot of years getting a PhD, and on the one hand, yeah, anyways, Lord. Yeah, sure, Bach. Just because it's something he really wants, that's fine.
You don't say. Thank you. Thank you. My lord, my lord, my lord. Please become Elden Lord. And please let I, Bok the Seamster, remain at your side.
Ooh. New gesture. Yes, friend, you can be by my side for however long you want. Yeah, no question about that.
Going already, my lord. Please do be safe on your journeys.
Same to you. Alrighty then. Good to know that he is coming with us. Guess who I found?
Ah, you appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then, would you like to learn an incantation? Do you sport with me? From your description, it can be no other than the Gold Mask himself. Of course, I knew he would be close by. Bless the Golden Order and its benevolent rays. And to you too, my sincerest thanks.
I wonder what her description was. Hey, I found your gold mask, friend. Idiot's just staring at the Erd tree with his hand in the air, and he's not saying anything. So, enjoy. So, oh yes, from your description, that must be him. Okay. Any more incantations you can teach us? No. Okay.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
And you. Okay, let's do a safe quit, see if he leaves. He is indeed gone. Okie dokie then. So, let's head back to the Windmill Village. Oh, man. One of my favorite places in the game thus far. That village. Jeez.
We meet yet again. Thanks to you, I have become acquainted with the noble Gold Mask himself, and taken my place by his side, as you can see. Have no fear. I will still teach you incantations as before, though we must do so quietly, such that we not disturb the Great Master's cogitation.
Cogitation. Okay, let's look that up. It's time for Fun with Definitions. Cogitation as a noun refers to the action of thinking deeply about something, or contemplation. The example provided is, sorry, did I interrupt your cogitation? Which I imagine he might have said to Gold Mask at some point, so yeah, fitting that.
The Master is always deep in contemplation, while I frantically attempt to record his wisdom, the movement of his finger. And though I am yet to comprehend even the daintiest morsel of his wisdom, I know that this is my life's calling. The Golden Order has bestowed me, talentless as I am, the great duty of documentarian.
Alrighty.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
This is your life's work, friend. Some weird corpse with a plate on his face. So Goldmask, so he's kind of like a monk or something. He said something about paying attention to his finger, because of course everything in this game is about fingers. So it sways with the rest of his body. Anytime I see an ellipses in this game, it automatically triggers Ghost Voice. Yeah, it's like literally, it's like a plate. I wonder what those black specks are, and there's like a crack in the middle. It's obviously meant to look like the sun. He's got 2 wristlets. I don't know how you would describe that thing around their waist. And 2 anklets. The design featuring what? Roots, I guess? Keep doing that when I can just use the shortcut. Whoops. Yeah, I want to say those are roots. Everything's in the same sort of root motif. Or flowers, maybe. And he's got a tattered loincloth as well. Okie dokes. Yeah, all the worm-faced friends are down there making noise again because, of course, we have dealt with that area, I believe. Just hearing their like all the noises they make freaks me out. Even though obviously I know we've dealt with the whole area. Despite having not dealt with the puzzle, because, yeah, I made my feelings on the puzzles fairly clear previously. Oh, Battle Mage friend respawns. Hey, I would not have expected that. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should do a save quit and see what changes, if anything. Oops, gosh darn it. No, it looks like they're still there.
Ah, you appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then, would you like to learn an incantation?
Okay. Yeah, I wish I could get a better angle on these two. I guess that one is not terrible. Okie dokes, let's move on. Good to know, we found Gold Mask. I suppose we need to learn that gesture to knock him out of his cogitation. Get wrecked. Okay, we have already dealt with that shack over there. Oh no, that's bad. Oh, I don't know how we rescued that. But I will certainly take it. Sorry. All these friends are digging. So here's that town. Yeah, it does have a swamp all around it. Site of Grace there. I'm going to assume that Pumpkinhead friend there is guarding a rune arc or something. Yeah, this place looks just dreadful. It's got a big tower as well, okay? And then off in the distance is another poorly textured tower thing. And seemingly looks like it might be one way, so let me get my bow so you can see what I'm talking about. This might be one way from here to here, but it's also possible we might be able to climb here and then go up here. But I imagine it's probably one way. And yeah, that I think is Volcano Manor. Indeed. Okay. I keep meaning to go to the Roundtable Hold and so that we can try to upgrade our bow. Rip to whoever just fell. Okay, we need to try and get on that bridge there. There is an item on there. Even though it's probably just... What are those trees just... What the heck? Those trees all just fell over for no reason. Ouch. Well played, friend. That was awkward. Thank you, iframes. Dreadful frame right here, as usual. Yeah, I could use a little stimulating bolus here and there. make sure you don't fall asleep. You know, honestly, in in real life, I would take a stimulating pulse right now. If anyone had one to offer. Like, well, it's kind of like a furry ball, but I guess that's okay, because I'm sleepy. Oh, well played. Jeez. It's going to be tough to give up the kick. Ooh. The card is going somewhere. There appear to be some ruins over here as well. Yeah, we're down to like 30 frames per second. At least we were for a second there. Jumping and then let there be wrath. No chest. Gosh darn it. Okay, Pumpkinhead friend is here. Look at all the bunny rabbit foxes. They're all just... Okay. Gravelstone. Is that because we're wearing... Yeah, okay, I guess so. Because if we stand up... Oh yeah, you can see in the upper left. It's not there, and now it's there. The sneak cloak function. So yeah, it's basically a somewhat neutered version, I guess, of the, what was it called from Demon Souls, the spy ring or something? Don't remember what it was called. I think it was the spy ring. Writheblood Ruins. Oh. For a second I was thinking this was the spot where we were supposed to murder Riley. Invade the Magnus the Beast Claws world. Okay. Who's Magnus? Let's see. Oh, looks like they have what is effectively Brador's weapon from Bloodborne. Oh, crud. Oh. Okay, they have that same attack that, ouch. The friend in the Bestial Sanctum has. And also the Vulgar friends as well. Oh. Oh no, well played. Panicked there. Great Stars and Somber Smithing Stone level 6. Huge bludgeon with 3 stars at the striking end. Though primarily a striking weapon, the star's spikes cause blood loss. A blood-stained star is an ill omen, a fact not lost upon those against whom this weapon is brought to bear. landing attacks slightly restores HP. So the whole idea of a blood-stained star was significant. At least it was in the Game of Thrones television series. I don't know if this was also true in the books or not. Gosh, these doggos are annoying. That a star that was sort of looked like a blood streak across the sky. Served as sort of as an omen or a sign that magic had returned to the world. Because it was not long after that star. Gosh, I hate fighting these things. Not long after that star appeared that Daenerys Targaryen, quote-unquote, birthed her dragons. And so, I guess it's a correlation causation thing, because you could say that magic returned to the world, thus Dany was able to hatch those dragons. Or you could say that because Dany hatched those dragons, magic returned to the world. So, yeah, I'm not sure which one it was or is, but yeah, and that whole thing was portended by a star with a red streak to it. And by star, I mean, yeah, it was a comet or falling star or something. I'm not sure what the exact term is. My apologies to any astronomers out there. Oh, narrowly avoided that one. Oh, boss fight, okay. Very interesting. Get wrecked. Hate fighting those things. I was just thinking, we should get another flask just in case. But if we end up using 11 flasks, I think things were probably going pear-shaped regardless. Oh, Lord of Blood friend. Sanguine Noble. Oh, get wrecked. So sanguine as in, I think, basically blood-colored noble. Bloody Hellas. Ominous piercing sword with a winding blade, carried by the noble servants of the Lord of Blood. Designed to bore into flesh, causing severe blood loss at the wound. The extracted blood trickles gracefully down the length of the blade. Unique skill Dynas Finesse. Nimbly avoid an attack, securing some distance from foes. Follow up with a strong attack to perform a sudden lunge. And press strong attack again to perform a sweeping slice. So, yeah. Makes sense that the Lord of Blood would have all of these attacks, and these people sort of who serve and worship the Lord of Blood, venerate the Lord of Blood. It makes sense that they would all have weapons that cause severe blood loss. So these doggos are just like coming out of the blood or something. I'd love to know where the heck they're actually coming from. Oh, might be over here maybe. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Is this where all the writhing friends are coming from? Oh my gosh, it's basically what was it called? In Dark Souls, in Windmill Ruins, there was a friend who was, I seem to recall, being basically this. Right near the part that leads to the Valley of Drakes. Gosh, so much HP. Thankfully not as much as that one dragon friend. That was a nightmare. Okay, I was certain that would lead to a drop, but oh, I guess it did drop something. What even is it? It's gonna be crafting materials. Yep. I don't know why I'm even fighting these things. Where do you keep coming from? That's coming from below, right? In that basin? Why is it always I don't believe it? Didn't expect I don't believe it. Oh, that scared me for a second. Is that... Looks like a very similar place to the place where we started the game. Okay, let's make sure we've done everything here. So is that... this so-called building. Yeah, I still don't know where the doggos are coming from. Oh, okay. That works for me. Great stars, what? Okay. It's the exact same weapon? Okay. Interesting. Is that just to make us feel terrible for taking that friend out, or what? Well, mission successful if that was the case. I actually don't feel bad because, yeah. That friend did drop their sign after all. So it's not like they weren't looking for a fight. Alright, go friends. Every time we come across a bridge like this one, I get flashbacks to Dark Souls 2 and it scares me. Oh, what a dreadful place this looks like. Alright, here we go. Oh, go friend, please don't. Mount Gelmir. Everything immediately becomes smoky. Not sure how far we want to proceed here. Bridge of Iniquity. Actually, that's a word I want to look up. It's time for fun with definitions. Iniquity as a noun, immoral or grossly unfair behavior. So presumably that has something to do with, yeah, the You know, I don't think we can even reach this place from where we currently are. So we might actually have to return to the Altus Plateau. So maybe we'll do that. But yeah, that might be with reference to the Volcano Manor proprietress and her cronies, I guess, of which we are one. But anyways, okay, let's go do some more cronyism stuff. Or perhaps I should say engage in some cronyism. That's probably a better way of putting it. So yeah, I think we will continue along here and then maybe... Maybe the next episode we will... I don't know whether to make Mount Gelmir its own sort of set of episodes. This is Altus Plateau 2 is the next episode. Do we want to make the next episode Mount Gelmir 1? I don't know how many episodes we'll actually spend in Mount Gelmir though. We already looted this tree. We have, okay. Oh, right, okay. We have, that's the Erdtree Gazing Hill. Cool. Oh. I think we've already activated the Sentium friend. But I suppose we'll find out. Oh yes, this is where we dealt with that mariner friend. Yeah, we have already acted. So that corresponds to the Sage's... Was it the Sage's Cave? It would have been the Wyndham Catacombs. And then that leads to the Seethwater River. So we need to go back down there. I do kind of know where we're going. And it's here. Again, dreadful frame rate. Ash of War Bloodblade. Oh, leave me alone, crab. I'm not here to disturb you. I'm just passing through. chase me for as long as you want. I'm not going to fight you. It's a giant friend. Oh, one of these friends. Can they fight one another? Oh, that's bad. Whoops. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna fight one another. Okay, this is bad. Excuse me, giant friends. I'll be right back. Oh no. See you later. Oh my goodness. Old Altus Tunnel. So we missed an item right at the start. Use this opportunity to make sure that this elevator is just an elevator, which it looks like it's not. Because, of course. Explosive stone clump. No. Unless every tunnel has an alternate way down like this. But yeah, doesn't seem to be much of a point to that other than that cracked crystal. Which I'm still picking up despite having like at least 100, 200 of it. I have quite a lot of cracked crystal. Let's see. You know, I don't even know where the crystal goes. I guess that just goes to show. Oh well. Yeah, it's going in our storage box, so that means... And it's not the same for every item, but I imagine it's probably... We have at least 99 of those. I'm still picking them all up. Again, in part, as I've mentioned previously, items like that are useful to at least, if nothing else, give you an indication of where you've been. Sort of like the idea of dropping breadcrumbs, except in reverse, you're picking up breadcrumbs. Friends have a lot of HP. Oh, stanching boluses. Bolt Drake Talisman +1. Talisman depicting a duo of yellow ancient dragons greatly boosts lightning damage negation. And yeah, the rest of the description, we've read that dozens of times at this point. So, yeah. A wall of living rock. Okay, so I think that's where we came from. I have 14 +5 smithing stones now, so we should be able to upgrade our bow to a non-trivial level. But I think the major issue with the bow now is scaling, because we have very little dexterity. So either we need to find a bow that scales better with... Try up. I thought I was going to say ladder ahead. So yeah, we need to find a bow that scales better with strength. I suppose that would be a great bow, but... There's a rare item under here. Ooh. Oh, that's bad. I should not have tried to get cute. I should not have tried to get cute. Should not have tried to get cute. Whew. That was dicey for a minute. Knight's Greatsword. I have already read that one. Troll's Hammer. Mining tool of Stonedigger Trolls used to crack bedrock. Trolls are descended from the giants, and these were supposedly once used as ceremonial smithing tools. In the distant past, something was considered. Pardon me. In the distant past, smithing was considered divine. Not something was considered divine. So indeed, this is what EG uses when smithing. So that makes sense. In the distant past, something was considered divine. But what? Ah, so silly. All right, what's next? Boss time, okay. Really, you should be using a better talisman setup, I think. Stonedigger Troll, that makes sense based on what we just picked up. Oh, rolled too early. Great club. Oh, is that what I think it is? Is that Bam Bam's weapon? There's so many weapons now. An enormous club of hard wood, wildly hammering foes with this striking weapon requires no dexterity, only brute force. While it may seem sacrilegious, this weapon is said to be a withered branch of the Erd tree. Imbued with holy power, this weapon will never snap. Skill, Golden Land. Thrust armament into the ground, then gather strength to unleash a blast of sacred energy that coalesces into golden darts. Follow up with a strong attack to swing the armament in a sweeping strike. Okay, is this... I think it is Bam Bam's weapon. Obviously slightly different. The R2 attacks are very different. The Great Club previously had it was like an overhead attack followed by a spin to win move, unless I'm thinking of Dark Souls 2. I might be thinking of Dark Souls 2. Go back and look at the first, all but the finale of my playthrough of the first of Dark Souls 3's DLCs. Because at a certain point, Bam Bam was retired. Or went hollow. But up until that point, we were using the Great Club in that playthrough. Okie dokes. Let's, actually, instead of even just heading back to the entrance, let's make sure there's no alternate exits here first. No, we're good. Let's go see if we can upgrade our bow.
Well, where have you been hiding? I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms, then.
Oh, I guess we have been... The bottleneck is at level 6 smithing stones. And none of these affect the scaling. Okie dokes, let's see if we can upgrade Aurelia or something. I am here for spirit tuning. No, we still cannot upgrade Aurelia past where she currently is. Alrighty then, let's head back to... Where were we? I'm losing my mind. Old Altus Tunnel. I don't know why I'm sending that back down. Okay, troll friends are back asleep, that's good. We wanted to go this way. Golden Rune level 3. Oh, Spirit Spring. I want to say we've already explored up here. Bunch of wolves here. Oh. Are we under the bridge? Kind of. Oh, okay, interesting. So, from the bridge, you can just take 2 spirit springs down instead of going all the way to the other area first. That's helpful. Okie dokes. Let's proceed. Went the wrong way. Woke up giant friend. Whoops. Sorry. All the bloodstains here. What are all the bloodstains there for? People running away from the giant or something? I guess this is one of the problems with being so incredibly over-leveled, is that you see bloodstains and you're just like, wait, why did that happen? I'm not ready. Alrighty, so the whole thing is surrounded with slugs, it looks like, and poison. So we should perhaps just check around the exterior first. That's where the site of grace is. Oh, and basilisks, because of course there's basilisks here. As I often say, why wouldn't there be? Makes sense for a godless area like this. Or perhaps I should say a graceless area like this. Now, I love the parts in the game where you're just staring at a wall. Because then it runs at 60 frames per second. But then you turn around and it's like, ugh. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people in the comments saying I don't see the problem. And maybe the shaded castle. Maybe some of those people are running the game in performance mode and so they get sort of a consistent 30. Or if you're talking about what you're seeing in the game, in the playthrough, maybe you're watching on YouTube at 30 frames per second. Because if you're watching at 30 frames per second, you know, I don't imagine you would see a lot of the hiccups that I'm talking about. But when you're watching at 60 at full quality, it's, yeah, fairly obvious that something is not quite right. And that the game is not running at its full frame rate. Okay, so a couple areas we can get into the castle. Obviously, we're going to want to most likely go with the one area that has a site of grace associated with it. But I just thought I would check around the castle first, make sure we're not missing anything. Oh. This is where they're storing all the statues. And also, Melee Miraz, Shaded Castle, Castellan. The Castellan is like a castle servant or something. Okay, so we got a rapier, mask, and robe. So I guess the Castellan was tasked with disposing of all of these... Sorry, friend. Disposing of all of these statues or something. Ouch. Oh, gosh darn it. Mask in the image of a white-haired young noble, customarily worn by the head of House Miraz. Increases arcane. The Miraz family, or Maraise family, has a dual history spanning generations, serving as both executioners and castellans of the Shaded Castle. This mask bears the likeness of the first of their line. Robe worn with a black mantle across the shoulders, customarily worn by the head of House Maraise. The sons of House Maraise, was it Maraise? Maraise, are all sickly born. Little wonder that Marley Maraise would be so beguiled by the beautiful and fierce goddess who was born into rot. The Millennia? Or Millicent? Uh-oh. Are we about to find Millicent? Ant Spur Rapier, spur of a giant ant which has been fashioned into a rapier. The blade drips with scarlet rot. Scarlet rot is an old legend of which Marley Moraes of the Shaded Castle was a private believer, and indeed he eventually found his own personal goddess. Very interesting. So I am glad we came to check this out, because very interesting stuff. Looks like there are some starlight shards back here as well. Interesting, these bowls are all set up to capture the starlight shards. Okay, that's as far as this part goes. Okay, let's head back to the site of grace. Could enter the castle here. Oh, it doesn't look good, friends. Looks like everyone here is inflicted with something. Or afflicted with something, I should say. So it's only 7:50 in the morning, but I'm about ready for my second coffee. Only slept about 5 hours last night. Again, could have slept longer, but wanted to come in here and spend my Sunday morning with all of you. So thank you for being here with me, whether it's your Sunday morning or some other time of day. I do tremendously appreciate it. Or I should say, I have a tremendous amount of appreciation for your viewership. Okay, that's scary. Shaded Castle Ramparts. So again, poison in Souls games is often associated with some form of impurity. And it is doubtless, I think, that something... For a second I thought they were just going to walk on by. Perfumer. It's doubtless, I think, that something similar is happening here. Miranda powder. Ugh, dreadful. And of course, now that we're in here, we can't summon Torrent to help us deal with the poison. Whoops. So that's going to be challenging. Keep seeing the light there and thinking it's like a item shiny or something. Oh, new painting. Champion Song. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, this. We saw it in the distance, gosh darn it. The thing I said looked just like... It was around here. Indeed. So, I think... How do we want to mark a painting? Let's say the tree. Looks like the painter would have been right in front of that thing. Cool. Gosh darn it. Not a fan of poison. Oh, slugs everywhere. Nor slugs. As you all know. Poison bone dart. Oh, gosh darn it. Glass shard. Okay. Those items are not worth it. The painting definitely was, though. Although, I suppose it remains to be seen. Because I have been underwhelmed by the items associated with the paintings up to this point, but that's okay. I don't need to be whelmed by them. We should level up. Oh, dreadful. This, I imagine, is a consequence of volcanic activity. There's a technical term for this type of... it's like magma that has gone cold, essentially. There's a term for it that's not coming to mind at the moment. But I think that's what we're looking at here. Gosh darn it. What a dreadful looking tree. Okay, how are we gonna get that item? Any ideas, slug friends? Looks like we might just be able to jump up in steps. Let's see. Seek revenge. Oh no. That was dreadful. This is another one of those areas where you could, you know, make a very fair argument suggesting that that's one of those things I would not have figured out were it not for messages. And I would be okay with that. As in, I have no problem with relying on messages, because that is something that FromSoft intended. And yeah. This is fresh in my mind because the episode... What episode is it? Episode 30, in which I sort of talked about that whole idea of whether a blind playthrough can be considered truly blind if you're playing online. And that episode is being released next weekend, and so yeah, it's fresh in my mind because I just rewatched it to make sure, again, as I've mentioned previously, I didn't say anything absolutely ludicrous or crazy objectionable in the episode. And yeah, just refresh my memory about the whole, oh, you're not playing blind if you're playing online, which again, I still don't agree with. Okay, so from here, although again, yeah, I probably would not have known to jump on these rocks, which again, I'm okay with. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that was close. Okay, stone sword key. How many of those do we have? 8. Okay, I guess we don't have quite as many as I thought we did, but still, a healthy supply of stone sword keys. Smithing stone level 4. Okay, we are going to want to go up that ladder. Oh gosh darn it. Beast blood. Give me a hog, please. All these guys just want hogs. That's all they want. Okay. Oh no, that's bad. You know, the last few times we fought this friend though, it's taken him a few seconds to activate. Not that I'm complaining, because the first few times we fought that friend, it was just a nightmare for me. But yeah, or the last few, at least the first time we fought them, it was a nightmare. Died so many times. It would have been one of the earlier episodes in Liurnia. Okay, so we still have to return to that one roof, which leads to a different set of ramparts. But there are still items to loot here. And then we have to go to that ladder second. Oh, Basilisk, leave me alone. I have no quarrel with you. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, maybe I have a quarrel with you. Little quarrel. Let's make sure there's no items. No, just the basilisk. Thank you for taking a second to charge up your attack. Otherwise, I would have been in deep, deep trouble. Okay, so did we go up first, or did we go to the ramparts? Let's go up first, maybe. Oh my gosh, I just jumped out of my chair. It actually scared me. Legitimately scared me. Okay, actually, I don't know, are these two separate paths or not? Yeah, because we do have to... Okay, yeah. We'll maybe just finish this off and then go check out the ramparts afterwards. Although I feel like this is also leading... Yeah, let's... Okay. I'm so indecisive. Because this has several additional paths associated with it. There's a rare shiny up there as well. So let's do the other part first. Gosh darn it. Just leave them alone. Aegon, come on. Oh, neutralizing boluses. Just the kind of boluses I needed. How did they know? Oh, okay. Never mind. This is the other entrance. This is where we could have entered from. But I decided we would enter in the spot where the Site of Grace was. Jeez, that scared me. So these friends, oh, just like the worm friends. Worm face. Oh, gosh darn it. So these friends are fine as long as you deal with them before they activate the poison. Then they're trouble. I'm going to assume... Gosh, can't speak. Can't speak today. I'm going to assume this is Scarlet Rot. Oh, gosh darn it. It is indeed Scarlet Rot, it looks like. Oh, gosh darn it. Stop it, friends. Nah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Little wiggle they do. Okay. Not entirely worth it, this side area, but that's okay. Now let's head back up that ladder. I just rolled in the poison. That was a bad idea. Alrighty then. What is going on at the top of this tower here? Sometimes you can be too weary. Too wary, rather. I suppose you can also be too weary. Give me a hug, please. Give me a hug. What was this friend up to? Okay, yeah, ranged battle indeed. Oh, come on. Definitely beneficial to lead our shots. Oh no, we're gonna fall. Ooh. Okay, that was very close. This does appear to be the way forward. Did we check this other side here? So we can also drop down here. I want to say we got about as far as here. Indeed. And remember the be wary of right message. Okay, I was not expecting that second one. Okay, so we've already got the items down here. Oh, crud. Cleanrot Knight. What are you doing here? Cleanrot Helm. Winged Helm of the Cleanrot Knights, celebrated for their undefeated campaign in the Shattering. The Cleanrot Knights vowed to fight alongside Millennia, despite the inevitable, if gradual, putrefaction of their flesh. Their acceptance of their fate made these battles the fiercest of all. Okay, so I asked whether Millicent or Millennia would be here. I suppose that possibility remains, which I'm very excited about. Valkyrie's prosthesis. Okay, so again, the thing from the trailer. Golden prosthesis once used by the one-armed Valkyrie. A masterwork of craftsmanship. With practice and skill, it can be used as proficiently as a real arm. When Melee Marais, Lord of the Shaded Castle, embraced this prosthesis, he claimed to feel the presence of his personal goddess. Oops. Visions of parrying, I don't get it. Okay. Unless it's associated with a boss we're later supposed to parry. So we're getting closer to figuring out, I think, the mystery of that trailer. The person who was facing off against... Gosh darn it. Radon. I was going to look at the item description, but... eventually, my mind helped me out. So these both lead, I believe, to the same place. We should maybe jump on the buildings so as to ensure that if there's any items up here, we're able to grab them. Time for ranged battle, indeed. There's a putrefied friend. A dreadful fate. Oh, gosh darn it. No. Gosh darn it. Oh, I can't craft an item. Do need to craft some more arrows at some point. Okay, they all woke up in unison. Oh, the Grace is up there. Okay. We should probably deal with all these friends first, though. Oh crud, here they all come. We're gonna get poisoned from all the rolling, almost certainly. Whew, I don't know what we would do if we weren't able to one-shot them with the R2. Gosh darn it. This is very deep sludge. Come on, there we go. Okay, so that ladder, so we can do that area after we get the site of grace, because the ladder appears to lead up to the site of grace. Also probably down from there as well. Although there's another ladder here. Where does that lead? Love one-shotting everything. Again, I'm aware that many people will find that annoying or frustrating, or, you know, they won't agree with the extent to which I've sort of farmed and made my character very powerful. That was close. But it's something I enjoy. And I've always sort of, I guess, had that sensibility for better and worse. I can remember as far back as Final Fantasy VII. What are they doing? Those are the perfumer bottles. Just playing around with them. Altus Bloom. Didn't expect precious item. Oh. That would have been precious at one point in time, but our current bottleneck is level 6 smithing stones. So not quite precious for us, but all the same. I was hoping we could jump up. I'm sure there will be some other way for us to get on that rooftop there. Gosh, my tongue keeps clicking. One thing I've been thinking about more and more is upgrading my microphone. The current microphone I use is a CAD U37 I've been using since 2015, which hard to believe now that it's basically 8 years ago at this point. I've probably been using the mic for 7 years, 7.5 or something like that. It hasn't been a full 8 years yet, but still, that's a lot of life to have squeezed out of a mic that I bought for, I don't know, $50 or something like that. Okay, I think that's it for this swamp area. So yeah, I don't know, I would like to get a new mic at some point that has a less pronounced... I hesitate to say this only because in saying it, I might make people aware of these things, but, you know, occasionally you hear me inhaling and you hear the sounds of saliva in my mouth and stuff, but that's just because obviously I'm holding I'm speaking very close to the microphone so that I don't have to speak very loud. But because of the compression and normalization techniques I use to get my voice to sound the way it does, you take the good with the bad, and that, yes, it makes my voice sound clear, consistent, volume level. Like I pay a lot of attention to how my voice sounds and the audio in my videos, but you also have to deal with then hearing me, all of the unwanted sounds, anyways. So, I'm going to explore the potential of getting a new microphone that will allow me to have more of the good with less of the bad. It would require fewer techniques or post-production techniques for getting the desired sound that I would like to have. So anyways. Shaded Castle Inner Gate. So all these statues here. These are the statues which presumably made the cut. Oh, ghost friend. They're in a prostration pose. Oh, House Mariah's is ruined. Just deserts for falling for that severed harpy. No surprise that guilty Cretan took the castle and our storied sword. It said just desserts, but there was only one S. I thought there were two S's in desserts. Otherwise it would be deserts, wouldn't it? Maybe that's a regional thing. Again, I mentioned earlier the differences in terms of how certain things are referred to. Before we proceed in that direction, we should go here. But yeah, that's another example. And I've talked about this before on the channel, that certain things in British English, they use an S. Oh my goodness. But in North American English, I guess you would call it, because... Oh. Okay, this one did not hesitate to activate like the other ones. That was very close. So I've talked about this before on the channel, I don't remember where, but essentially, I think it was with respect to Dragon Slayer armor. Dragon Slayer armor was spelled with a U, A-R-M-O-U-R. And there are certain words where the Canadian spelling conforms to the British spelling, but then in other places where the Canadian spelling is actually closer to the American spelling. So it's sort of between the two dialects, I guess. Where was I going with this? Gosh darn it, I'm sorry. I had a point I was making with respect to one of the words we just read, and I've already lost it. Oh, desert and dessert. So maybe that's a regional thing. I was going to say that in many words in British English, they use S's, whereas otherwise in Canadian and American English they use, well, I guess you would say in Canadian English they use Z's, and in American English they use Z's. Obviously, having grown up in Canada, I use Z, except when referring to very specific things like Dragon Ball Z, which I call it as such, even though it's not an American show, obviously, but in the dub title screen, or the intro theme, I guess it does say Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z. So it would be, you know, so I've always sort of said Dragon Ball Z as opposed to Dragon Ball Z. Why is it always dog? I knew that was going to happen. Imagine spending your whole life just waiting here like this. And just going, poke. Very interesting statues here. See the dastard behind this bookshelf here. Oh, gosh darn it. Thought maybe we could sneak behind the bookshelf. Oh, there's also another dastard. Tarnished dastard. Aristocrat headband. Valuable headband featuring fine goldwork, travel attire worn by nobles in the capital. Abandoning their birthplace after the shattering, these undead wanderers are the pitiful product of unending life. You can hear something slithering. Didn't realize the ladder would go this high up. Didn't expect item. Perfumer's Cookbook level 2. For poison spray mist and blood boil aromatic. Poison spray mist, forbidden art of depraved perfumers, craftable with a perfume bottle. Uses FP to release a poison mist from user's mouth, causing a buildup of poison. Perfumed powder is held in the mouth to dissolve before being expelled. It was once a restorative art, or so it is said. And Blood Boil Aromatic uses FP to enter a temporary state of fervor, increasing maximum attack power and stamina, while also increasing damage received. And this is a quotation. Even upon the battlefield, do you fear being wounded? Take a good look. Your limbs are frozen stiff. So again, a lot of stuff here seemingly having to do with limbs and potentially that's leading outside, and potentially prosthetics. Oh, what's happening here? Did they get stuck on something? Okay, I think this talisman is actually pretty amazing. Rot helm. Hefty peace bone. So these statues, yeah, covered in leaves. Perhaps an indication similar to the barnacles we've come across, an indication of neglect. Although I know sort of ivy growing on the sides of buildings and stuff ends up being an aesthetic thing. Like I know in the context of several universities and colleges in the northeastern United States, you know, ivy growing on the sides of the buildings led to the name Ivy League. That these are, you know, became a sign of prestige essentially. So I guess it depends on your perspective. As with many things, if not most things. Friend. That was dreadful. Almost as bad as my miss. Page Hood. Hood worn by pages who serve the nobility and are mindful to keep them out of harm's way. The unassuming sack-like appearance befits their unseen and unknown stature. Ouch. Oh, I knew there were going to be doggos somewhere. And doggo's got a lot of HP. Alright. Is he stuck? Yup. Oh my goodness, friends. Okay, that works. I almost feel bad for that. Not quite. Don't feel bad for anyone who's in league with doggos like that. How dare you? The statues really create an I wonder they had like a whole bunch that they just didn't want to use anymore, just tossing them in the side of the castle because they're just everywhere. Oops. Yeah, these look basically like runes themselves. And so the whole idea of the runes I've been thinking about more and more is more or less, I imagine, they're alien hieroglyphics. Because if the Elden Ring fell from the sky, then yeah, it stands to reason that they are alien hieroglyphics, or not alien. At minimum, they belong to sort of eldritch horrors. And yeah, I suppose we had something very similar in Bloodborne. It's a very significant plot point in Bloodborne as well, but yeah. Oh, there's an elevator here, okay. It's an elevator. We can also drop down here. Or take a ladder down, so maybe we should do that first. This... Oh, okay, it's a shortcut. Okay, so this was that spot. There was an item here as well, in addition to these zombie friends. Or was there? I thought there was. Oh. Okay, maybe I was just imagining that. Because I thought this area was inaccessible, but you can in fact just walk over from that other spot. Anyways, don't mind me. Massive ballista up there. Gosh, I keep thinking the statues are moving. I think that's the idea. That's what they were going after in this place. Let's create this sort of sense of unease. They could be anywhere. Gosh darn it. I can see a boss fog. Again with the statues. Gosh darn it. This is... I don't like it. I don't like it. It's freaking me out. Okay, I think what we'll do... We'll put on the... Pearl Drake Talisman. As well as the... It's amazing. We have so many talisman and yet so few talisman. Okay, well... Sure, we'll increase our poise, why not? Alright, here goes nothing. Elemer of the Briar. Oh. Two-handed greatsword probably cannot parry that. Whoa. Okay. Ouch. Dead. Dead. Oh. That's a cool sword. Ouch. Nice shoulder charge. This person has a ton. Excuse me, a ton of poise. We're dead. Do not stagger at all. Wow, that was hairy. Mariah's Executioner Sword, Briar Great Shield. Mariah's Executioner Sword. Executioner's Sword. Storied Sword of House Mariah's. Marays? Gosh darn it, Marays. The family of executioners who presided over the Shaded Castle. One of the legendary armaments. Elemer of the Briar, the bell-bearing hunter, snatched the sword from the site of his looming execution and furnished it with battle skills from his home of Oakade. Unique skill, Okade's Dancing Blade. Infuse the sword with energy, then fling it forwards in a corkscrew attack. The sword continuously deals damage while violently spinning. Charge the attack to increase reach and duration of the spin. Great Shield from a Foreign Land, used by Elemer of the Briar. Attacks with this armament utilize the iron thorns that have been wound around its frame. Originates from Oakade, a land of proudly solitary ascetics. So again, we learned in an earlier episode that ascetics are essentially monks, people who don't care much for earthly possessions and material things. They live very simple, spiritual lives. This, again, is the person from that pre-release trailer who was popping a prosthetic arm into her socket. Castellan's Hall. So clean rot knight armor all over the place here. And that's what I thought this was. These are legs or leggings. Very interesting. So I'm thinking we should probably go speak with, what's his name? Gowry. But first, is that it for this area? I think it is. I'm grateful whenever an elevator is just an elevator, as you all know. What the heck was that? Is that considered a rare item? The helm? Alrighty. Yeah, this is that shortcut. Okay, so I think we've done everything. Yeah, we went up to the top and everything. Okay. Let's go see Gowry. What's Gowry up to? Maybe he'll be able to tell us how the heck we're supposed to proceed with Millicent. Hi, friend.
Welcome, welcome. How may I help?
Or not. Okay, so the mystery persists then, I suppose. Oh, gosh darn it. Those aggroed onto us. I wanted to look at the map for a second. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Did we walk right by this request, though? We might have. Whoops. Maybe we'll start the next episode with that. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.